अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरि ओम्। ॐ कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च चरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते। Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishnaaya. Readings from the life of Holy Mother. The book is titled as Holy Mother Sri Sarada Devi, written by Swami Vimokshananda. Page 60. The chapter is titled In a Mood of Self-Surrender. Next morning, Shyamasundari Devi said to the Holy Mother, Dear Sarada, who is the deity with red hue resting one leg on the other? The mother said, She is Jagadhatri, to be sure. Grandmother then said, I shall worship Jagadhatri. She went on talking about that worship off and on. She secured from the Vishwas family about 400 pounds of paddy. It was then raining incessantly. Grandmother said, Mother, how shall I worship you? I can't so much as dry the paddy. But through the grace of the goddess, it so happened that though it rained all around, grandmother's mat on which the paddy was spread had plenty of sunshine, and she got it husked and converted into rice. The clay image of the deity had to be painted after drying it under fire. Uncle Prasanna went to Dakshineswar to invite Sri Ramakrishna for the celebration. But he said, Mother will come, Mother will come. That's excellent. But weren't you in very straitened circumstances, my dear? Uncle replied, You have to come. I have come to take you. The master said, I am as good as already there. It's fine. Go and have the worship. It's fine indeed. It will do you good. The worship was duly performed. Many people from far and near were invited and heartily fed. The rice was enough for all. At the time of the immersion of the image, grandmother whispered in the ears of the goddess, My dear Jagai, do come again next year. I shall be making arrangements for you all the year round. Next year, grandmother said to the Holy Mother, Look here, dear, you too should contribute something. My Jagai will be worshipped. The mother remonstrated. I can't bear all the trouble. It's enough that you had the worship once. Why rake up troubles again? There is no need. I can't do it. Then she saw 3 figures in a dream at night. Jagaddatri with her maids Jaya and Vijaya, who said, Well, shall we go then? Who may you be? The mother queried in surprise. I am Jagaddatri, said the deity. At this, the mother said with great consternation, No, where will you go? No, where will you go? Do stay on. I didn't ask you to go. Thenceforth, the worship continued uninterruptedly for some years. The Mukherjee family had not then enough hands to help in the festival, so the Holy Mother had to be present every year, first covering the utensils and doing some other odd jobs. As the day of immersion of the image on the first occasion happened to be a Thursday, sacred to the goddess of fortune, that is Mahalakshmi, the Holy Mother objected to bidding farewell to Jagaddatri on that day. The next day was the last day of the month, and the next, the first day of another month. Hence, the immersion took place on the 4th day. The worship in the first 4 years was performed in the name of Shyamasundari Devi, in the second 4 in the name of the Holy Mother, and in the next 4 in the name of her uncle Neel Madhav. The Holy Mother felt no need for continuing the worship after 12 years because all had had their names formally proposed as worshippers. That very night, after she had made the declaration, the deity again appeared to her in a dream and intimated that the family of Madhu Mukherjee's aunt had it in mind to worship her and asked her 3 times, "Shall I go then?" The Holy Mother realized that Jagaddatri wanted to leave her after getting her affirmation. And so she took hold of the feet of the deity and said eagerly, "I won't let you go any more. I shall worship you every year." With this determination in mind, she later on secured about 3.5 acres of paddy land with which she made a trust for the continuance of the worship. The deed of trust was registered at Kualpara on 7th July 1916. With the income from this land and some contributions from devotees, the authorities of the Ramakrishna Mutt, Belur, perform the worship every year with due pomp at the Mother's Temple at Jairambati. And as in the first year, so now too, the worship continues for 3 successive days, on the first day with all ceremonials, but on succeeding days not so elaborately as was the custom during Mother's lifetime. One on each side of the main deity, Jagaddatri, are placed images of Jaya and Vijaya. The devotees of the Holy Mother believe that as the Mother was none other than Jagaddatri herself, when the latter is worshipped, the Holy Mother too is adored as matter of course. This is the concluding portion of this chapter in a mood of self-surrender regarding Jagaddatri Puja. The earlier week we saw what this Jagaddatri Puja means. Jagaddatri, the word is combination of 2 words, Jagat and Dhatri. Jagat means this universe, Dhatri means holder of. So holder of universe is Jagaddatri. So this deity, she came in a very mystical way in the life of Holy Mother. Later on, we understand that Holy Mother herself was part of Jagaddatri, and Jagaddatri is none other than the Mother Durga. So we find that the puja of Jagaddatri was started in Holy Mother's village after the Durga Puja. So the dates are fixed like this. Durga Puja is celebrated for 5 days, though it is a part of Navaratri, which is a 9 nights festival in all over India. You will find that. So in the 9-night festival, the Durga Puja is starting from 6th day. So Mahasashti we call it. From Sashti onwards it starts. Sashti, Saptami, Ashtami, Navami, Dasami. So these 5 days it is worshipped. That is a tradition in Bengal. But in South India you will find the Navaratri is celebrated for 9 nights. So from 1st day onwards to 10th day. So after this 10th day, then another 1 month goes where the same 9th Tithi comes. That is the moon's, by waxing and waning. It has got 15 Tithis, they are called. So the 15 Tithis and 15 Tithis. 15th Tithi is called, when it is waxing, it is called Purnima, and it is waning, it is called Amavasya. So in each of the Tithis you will find very important Tithis are there. So Sashti means 6th day it starts, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. So these are called Durga Pujas. So after 1 month, the same 9th Tithi, you find Jagaddatri Puja comes. So the Hindu festivals are all based on a lunar calendar, and according to the eclipses and according to the Tithis, that is the phase of the moon, these celebrations are done. So you will find it doesn't match with the English calendar. The English calendar, we follow the Gregorian calendar. The calendar dates do not match with the tithis of the moon, because moon's circulation is exactly 30 days. 15 days waxing and 15 days waning. So it can't change. But in English calendar, that is Gregorian calendar, we see the month is not constituted exactly 30 days. Some months are constituted for 31 days and one month is constituted for 28 days. So naturally the tithis and the dates cannot be equal. So that's how they always you find in 1 month, in 1 year, you find Durga Puja starting on one date, in another year, in some other date. So all the Hindu festivals you find will not fall on the same dates as per the English because of the differences in the days of the month. But if you follow lunar calendar, then it is exactly the same. The fifth waxing moon cannot be different on any other year, you see. On any other year the month is because 30 days month. So in that way it is celebrated. So in Holy Mother's life we find the deity has come into her that is Holy mother's dream, and she says that I want to come to your place. And when the mother asked our Holy Mother, and should we do this? She said, no, let us not do it. Let us, 1 year you have done, enough. But then the deity came into Holy Mother's dream, because she was objecting, in her dream. So shall I go away? You mean that I should go away? So that was a surprising thing for Holy Mother. She said, no, Mother, you don't go away, be there, we will do the puja. So the puja continues in Jagadambati, and every time Mother has to come, because her brothers were not so well off. They could not do the puja. So Mother has to bring devotees from Calcutta and also money to perform that. And that's how it went on. And finally, when Belur Math took over Jagannath, that place, and then started their branch, then in the very same village, Belur Math started doing the puja, even till today. So after Durga Puja, you go to Jairambati, you can see that wonderful Jairambati, this Jagadadri Puja done there. And huge celebration it is. And I heard that about 12,000 people celebrate there. They come from all over around the villages, and from Calcutta they came. They come and they celebrate, and the khichdi is the very important thing. As a prasad, they make it, and they feed everybody whoever comes. No charges. Now, I was posted to a place called Ranchi, where tuberculosis sanatorium was there, and it was a 150-bed hospital, indoor hospital, where I was there for long 12 years. And that 12 years means in Bengali we call it a yuga. One yuga means it is 12 years. If you stay anywhere for 12 years, you have spent one yuga. Of course, in Puranas, yuga is of course long years, millions of years ago. But then here in Bengali they say 12 years completion means one yuga you have completed. So I completed one yuga in Ranchi. There we used to have this Jagadadri Puja. Not Durga Puja, but Jagadadri Puja. So I was very curious. So I used to inquire how this Jagadadri Puja came to be celebrated in a hospital setup. So they used to say one great man was there, Pashupati. He got tuberculosis when he was in Calcutta. So he wanted to get treatment. In those days, 1940s, I'm telling you, there was no proper medicine for tuberculosis. Nowadays, we've got a lot of medicines and you can get cured also. But in those days, tuberculosis was not a curable disease. So if you get tuberculosis, you must go to some nice hilly place. Fresh oxygen is available. Go and get, recuperating method. That was there. So this Pashupati came to Ranchi hospital. And he was admitted there and he was staying there. We used to give food, etc., medicines, whatever medicine available at that time. And then we used to serve him. So he was one of the patients. One day, he went to the in-charge Swamiji. There was one Swamiji who was in charge. So he went to him and said, Swamiji, I had a dream that Mother Durga is coming and telling me, do my puja here. She is telling me. So this man got upset. He is a patient, you see. He is not a owner of that place. He is a patient and he has to do the puja. How he will do? So he went to the Swami in charge and said to him, and the Swami in charge said, no, nothing we will do. We won't do any such puja because it's a hospital. In a hospital, where you will do puja? So forget about that. And then Durga Puja means it is 5 days puja. 5 days you must have proper puja done. It's not possible for us. And we are busy with the hospital administration. We cannot do it. Get out. So this man came back and he was very sorry. Oh mother, you came and ordered me in my dream, but the Swami says he cannot do it. So what we can do? So he was very sad. In that night, again he had a dream of Mother Durga. And Durga says, what is there if 5 days worship cannot be done? There is a worship of mine that can be done in 1 day also. Do it that. So again she ordered him. So he went to the Swami and told Swami, you see, Mother has come to me and she says 1 day puja is there. Why don't you do 1 day puja? Then the Swami started thinking, this man seems to be very sincere and his dream will not be simply a dream. So there must be some order for us also, some indication for us also. Then he thought about and he discussed with the other monks and they said, yes, 1 day puja means it is Jagadadri puja. So why not we do the Jagadadri puja? So the Swamiji agreed and the patient himself did the image. So from Calcutta, our Swamis brought the clay. The Ganges clay is very good for making image. So the Ganges clay was brought by train. And then with that clay, he made a beautiful image of Mother Jagadadri. And that image was worshipped on that year, 1 day. So that's how all the first year, all the patients came. 150 bed hospital. And there it was almost 120 patients were there. They all came and participated and they enjoyed the puja. And they had the khichdi prasad, etc. So once you start something, you should do every year. So the worries came to the Swami. Now, so long the patient is there, Pashupati is there, he will construct the image and do it. If he goes away, and exactly 4 or 5 years after he left, because he got cured of the tuberculosis, went away, and he passed on also later. And then we have to continue now. Now the other patients are telling, no, the puja should be done. So again they started the puja, and it went on. When I went there, it was already being done for so many years. So I also continued as per the tradition. But in my time, that is when I went there, on that year I saw nearly 20,000 people were there. It was not a mere puja of the patients. It all transcended that. It went beyond that, bringing all over our surrounding villages. All the tribal people started coming to the puja, and it started becoming big and big and big, and it started attracting 20,000 people. And you have to feed the 20,000 people. From midnight onwards, the khichdi would be prepared. It would be kept in a big handa, big pots. And those pots will be remaining hot till next day 11 o'clock, when the prasad will be distributed. They would remain still hot. And those khichdis will be taken out, and then it will be given to the people. And you can see the 20,000 people coming in queue, and different counters will be there. They would come and take the prasad and sit anywhere, because it's a huge area. 285 acres of land we had, and we have now also. So when you go to Ranchi, you must see that center. So how beautiful it is, full of trees, 10,000 trees are there. It's like a beautiful setup for the TB patient as well as for us, as well as for the devotees who visit that place. And the puja continued and continued, and even now it is continuing. So this year also I have got the invitation to attend the puja from the Swami there. So it was very nice then. So it is wonderful when you see that puja happening there and the incidents that are happening. And people come and tell us, oh Swamiji, I had a dream of Mother Jagadatri, and so I have brought this sari for her. So like that, a big, full of bundles of saris would come to be given to Mother Jagadatri. On the day of worship, we used to offer all these saris and then distribute to the poor people, who need the saris. So like that, it was a wonderful festival, and 20,000 people coming with the drum beating during the Arati time. It's really a mesmerizing puja, and even now it is being done. I heard later that Jairambati puja, which was originally started, still has only 12 to 13,000 people. But while the Ranchi puja, which was started much later, is attracting 20,000 people. It's something wonder. We used to say that how Mother's grace has fallen upon. So it's like that. In some places we have seen, after the puja started, the financial problem of the center also was resolved. And people started coming, devotees started coming, and the donations also started multiplying, and the center became well-established center, you see, because of the devotion to the Mother Durga. So Mother Durga's, one of her form is Mother Jagadhatri. So you find that, is there any Puranic story attached to this Mother Jagadhatri? You will find a glimpse we get in Kenopanishad. One of the Upanishad, Isha Kena Kata. There are three main Upanishads which you all study that. Isha Upanishad, Kenopanishad and Kata Upanishad. And Kata Upanishad was very dear to Swami Vivekananda. So there is a second Upanishad which is called Kenopanishad. In that you get glimpses of Mother Jagadhatri story. But in the Puranas, there is a story of Jagadhatri which is very interesting. Once, see, this Durga Puja signifies the killing of one Asura called Mahishasura. So Durga is called Mahishasura Mardini. So she killed that Mahishasura. And the Mahishasura was killed because he was a great problem to the Devatas. So the Devas were very much troubled. They lost their kingdom, the heavens also. And they went out, and then they were moving from place to place without any homes. So they all went to Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma said, well, I can't do anything. Let us consult Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu was consulted. And then Lord Vishnu was consulted. Then Lord Vishnu, he had Yoga Nidra, he was sleeping. So the story goes on like that. And then to kill this Mahishasura, Jagadhatri appeared on the sky. All the Devatas were praying to her, and each one gave their power to the Mother Durga, and that Durga finally killed Mahishasura. So when Mahishasura was killed, the kingdom that was lost by the Devas went back to Devas. So Devatas got their homes, their kingdom, and they started ruling the heavens. Now they wanted to have a party, a victory party. Everybody has got, even elections time you will find, after the election is over, the party that won, they will have a party, So a big party was made by the Devas, and they were all drinking. Drink is always, it will create problems for you. So while drinking and drinking, when it became the excessive drinking, one Devata started telling, hey, why are you all praising Mother Durga? She brought victory to the Devatas, like that you are all talking. No, no, no. We gave our power to Mother Durga. That's why she got victory. So actually we only won. Like that one Devata started talking. Then other Devatas said, yes, yes. Hey, we never thought about this. What a good idea you gave. Like that each one started praising each other and became very much intoxicated. And in the height of intoxication, they forgot the Mother Durga's role in killing that demon. Instead of that, they started thinking that they were the doers. You see, the philosophy, Hindu philosophy says, if you think that you are the doer, you are mistaken. That's why in Gita Sri Krishna says, neither the killer nor the killed, they do not know the truth. Neither the slain nor the slayer, both are mistaken. Because you are thinking, I am the doer. No, you are not the doer. Behind you there is a divinity, and that divinity force or the power is what doing. So we call it, those who believe in that supreme God in the form of mother, they think mother is the all doer. When mother is doing, then why should I think that I am doer? So that is wrong. So when the devas are thinking that I am the doer, then mother thought, oh, this ego has come in their mind. That ego must be nipped it in the bud. So what she did a mysterious thing. She suddenly appeared in the form of a big round form of a light. And the light was moving from one place to another in the Devaloka. And in one place it stood. The Devatas are all seeing. Their families are seeing, the children are seeing. They are looking at what is this light. They could not understand. So the news went to the king of Devatas, who is called Indra. So Indra was seated and they were all drinking at that time. At that time the news came that the spies came and told that one light, effulgent light has come. And the light is, we do not know what it is. It is not talking, it is not human or anything. It has got no form, only the light form is there. And it is there like a roller, it rolls on. Then Indra was worried because just now this one demon was defeated and we got back our heavens. And again another demon has come in that form or what? He got surprised, he was little anxious. So he told the Agni Devata. Agni Devata means the Lord of Fire. You go and inspect and tell me who is that. So Agni Devata comes and he stands before this light form and he asks, this Jyoti. So Jyoti means light. So he said, hey Jyoti, who are you? Then that Jyoti starts responding to it. It starts talking in a female voice. It says, who are you? Like that it asked. Then Agni got upset. He said, I am Agni Devata. I am the Lord of the fire. And you are asking me, and that to a woman's voice. You are asking me who I am? Don't you know that I am that Agni Devata? Very proudly says. He was already proud. So he was proudly telling. Then that voice said, okay, you are Agni Devata. What is your function? Then Agni gets further frustrated. Then he shouts at that form of Jyoti and he says, don't you know my function? I can burn anything and everything in this universe. That is the power I have. Then that Jyoti laughed, increasing his tension. He was much more tension. Now, she laughed and then she said, oh, you can burn anything in this universe. Okay, I am placing before you a straw, a grass. I will pull it and place it before you. Try to burn this. So Agni was looking at it. One straw came out from the land, and then it fell before him. And he laughed. He said, to burn a grass, it's a very simple thing for me. and you are giving me this test. Okay, now you see. So he took the grass and he used his power. And to his greatest of the surprises, that grass did not burn. Fire was there, it did not burn. The fire became silent. And he was so disheartened to see that his powers are all gone. None of his power is working. And he was proudly telling that Jyoti that he can burn anything and everything in this world. He could not burn a simple blade of grass. So he put his face down. He comes back to Indra, tells, "Oh Lord of Devatas Indra, I could not understand who that Jyoti is. And the Jyoti tested me to burn a blade of grass. I could not burn it. All my powers, I do not know where they have gone." Now Indra said, "Okay." He called Varuna. "Varuna, you go and test her." So Varuna went there. The same thing happens. Varuna asked, "Who are you?" Then the Jyoti asked, "Who are you?" Then Varuna says, "I am Lord of water, water bodies. What is your power?" Then Varuna says, "I can drench everything. Nothing in this world that cannot be drenched by me." Then she says, "Okay, there is a blade of grass there. Drench it." Well, he could not drench it. He could not wet it. The blade of grass was as dry as it was. So he comes back and accepts his defeat. Then Indra sends Vayu, the lord of wind. So wind goes. The same type of conversation there. Then Jyoti asked, "What is your power?" Wind said, "I can topsy-turvy the mountains. I can bring big trees. I can remove them, uproot them. I can uproot the mountains also." Okay, if you can do all those things, remove this blade of grass. And then Vayu, he tried his level best to move it. He could move it. The blade of grass was as it was placed. So he also comes back and tells Indra. Then all the devatas listened to these three devas and they were stunned. Who could be? At that time, some good sense prevailed in the mind of Indra. Indra thought, this cannot be a demon. This has to be God himself. Who knows the Supreme Brahman has come in that form? And we were all so proud. We should not be proud of our powers. Let me go and humbly pray to that. So Indra himself comes there and stands before the Jyoti and then bows down and tells, "Oh effulgent light, I do not know who you are. And our powers are nothing before you. Please tell me, who are you? Reveal thyself." When he begged like that, then that effulgent power, that round power, turned into the mother Jagaddatri. And she appeared in the form of a woman, and she was seated on a lion, and she has got 8 hands, and then she is sitting there and appearing before Indra, and she said, "Oh Indra, I am Jagaddatri. Do you know who is holding this entire universe? This Brahman, who manifests in the form of his powers, and that power is me, and I am holding this universe, and my name is Jagaddatri," like that she says. And when you see that, then Indra accepts that it's not his power that won that game, not that war. It is the power of mother that through which that he won the war. Sri Ramakrishna says, when he explains Jagaddatri, he gives a beautiful example. How, because of each one of us has got our own ego, we are all jumping about because of ego. He gives a beautiful example of baby potatoes. You take the potatoes and put it in a kadai, a vessel, and put it in and pour water. And now underneath the vessel there is a fire burning. Now you have kept that the wood is burning and the fire is coming and that vessel is getting heated, and because the vessel is getting heated, the inside the water is also getting heated and the potatoes are there and potatoes are jumping. When you boil the potatoes in the water, you can see how the small potatoes just get jumping. And in the water they are all jumping. Like we are all potatoes, each individuals, and we have got that ego and we are jumping about. So Sri Ramakrishna gives the example and says very beautifully that how long they will jump? He puts the question and answers, so long it is heated. You remove that firewood underneath and the vessel becomes cool. Will the potatoes jump? No. It will all subside and keep quiet. So he says that we are all jumping about because of our ego is because there is something underneath. And that underneath, because of that, we are able to perform all our daily duties. Our simple ego is required because we have to perform all the duties. I have to go and I have to do this thing, that thing, etc. We are thinking. That ego is required in this world. And that ego is there because there is underneath, there is a power. And that power we should not forget. And that power is because of that only we are jumping. We are moving, we are talking, we are singing, we are dancing. Whatever we do, everything in this universe is because of the power which is within us. And that power is, Swamiji calls it divinity. Each soul is potentially divine, he says. That divinity is within us. Because of the divine power, we are now running about, we are dancing, we are going about our daily routine. And forgetting that, we start telling, oh, I have done this, I am doing this. How funny it is. Sri Ramakrishna laughs. So, he says that because of this power which is behind us, we are doing this. So, this idea that Jagaddatri gives us, worship of Jagaddatri, where it will lead? It will lead us to remove our ego. So, once the ego is gone, then we become humble. Then we know that, yes, it is God alone who does all the activities, not me. So, thou art doing, not me. That is what Sri Ramakrishna says. Now we are going to the next chapter. In light and shade. The mother continued to live at Jairambati for some time after recovering from malaria and spleen trouble. Perhaps she returned to Dakshineswar in the winter of 1877, following the first Jagaddatri worship. We noted earlier that Providence had led Shambhu Babu to step into the shoes of Mathur Babu as a supplier of the master's needs, and that he had been serving the master and the mother with wholehearted devotion. His wife too adored the master as God himself, and whenever the Holy Mother happened to be at Dakshineswar, the lady took her to her house every Tuesday to make offerings at her holy feet as she would have made at a deity's. It did not take long for a warm and generous-hearted man like Shambhu Babu to realize that for the Holy Mother, who was used to the ease and freedom of the village, living in a small place like the Nahabad, which was nothing better than a cage, would be very uncomfortable. So he purchased for 250 rupees a small plot of rent-free land near the temple premises, on which he planned to build a thatched house for her. Coming to learn of this, Captain Vishwanath Upadhyay, who was a staunch devotee of the master and was in charge of the timber yard of the Nepal government at Belur across the river, offered to supply free of cost the shawl wood necessary for the purpose. What a complex sentence, I say. Anyway, we shall break it. And so 3 shawl logs were sent with the flow tide to Dakshineswar. But at night, another high tide carried away one of the logs. Hriday read a bad omen in this and castigated his aunt, saying, "You are ill-starred." He made also some other uncharitable remarks. But Captain Upadhyaya, unmindful of the loss, sent another log. The house was thus completed, and the mother took her residence there. There is a footnote. For the sequence of events here, we rely mainly on the Holy Mother's own account. She says, "Then at the time of Chandramani's Devi's death, I was ill. I had gone to my village home after suffering for a year at Dakshineswar. After I had visited Dakshineswar twice or thrice, Shambhu Babu had the house constructed. In that house, I stayed for some days. At last, an aged woman from Banaras persuaded me and had brought me to the Nabat from the house. Next time, that is fourth time, myself, my mother, Lakshmi and some others came to Dakshineswar. Shambhu Babu gifted the house on 11th April 1876 and he passed away in 1877. She took her residence there with a maid servant engaged to keep her company and help her in her domestic duties. And soon after, Hridaya's wife also joined her there. The mother cooked the master's food there according to his taste and needs and carried it to his room, where she sat till he had finished. For looking after the comforts of the mother or for her satisfaction, the master too often visited the cottage during the daytime and spent some time with her. One day it rained so heavily just after his arrival there that, unable to return, he had to finish his meal there and then lie down for the night. From the bed he said to the mother, laughing, "This is as though I have come home like any priest of the Kali temple going home at night." The chapter starts with mother's experience in Dakshineswar. See, she was Jairam Bhatti and the Jagadadri Puja was over, and then she had malaria and she suffered from the spleen trouble, etc., etc. And after that, she has come to Dakshineswar. In Dakshineswar, before her arrival, there was the manager of Dakshineswar temple garden, and his name was Mathur Babu. He was the son-in-law of the Rani Rashmani who built the temple, huge campus. And he was a great devotee of master. So he used to take care of him for everything. And now he passed away. Then Shambhu Babu started. It is providence, he says. Luckily he came. He said, "Don't worry, master, I will now take care of you." And he used to take care of master and mother. And the greatest thing was, Shambhu Babu had his wife who considered Holy Mother Sarada Devi as none other than the Kali of the temple. So the deity of the temple and Mother Sarada are one and the same. She had such a great devotion and faith. And every Tuesday, in Bengal, Tuesdays and Saturdays are specially dedicated days for the worship of Mother. So if it is Tuesday and Saturday, people will start do something for the Mother worship. They may go to a Mother temple or they do some hymns on Mother on that day. Like that, there is a tradition is there. So on every Tuesday, the Shambhu Babu's wife used to call Mother to her house and wash her feet, make her seated nicely and give her the kumkum, etc. and offer her fruits and then feed her on that day. So because she felt that Mother Kali is moving about around her in this form, that was the great devotion she had to Holy Mother. And Shambhu Babu's wife and Shambhu also had great devotion. So they took care of them, whatever smallest needs they had. So he will purchase and bring for them. And he felt that Mother is staying in Nahabad, which is a very, very small place. And he understood the difficulty of Mother. Can you imagine staying in Jairam Bhatti, in an open village, where Mother could go anywhere in the village. She could run about, As a young child, she used to run about. Even at the age of 18, she could run there. But after coming to Dakshineswar, she couldn't move at all. In the Nahabad, she stays there. And early morning, by before 4 o'clock, she goes to the river and then completes her ablutions and then takes bath and comes back. And after that, she never comes out because people are moving around. She can't come before the strangers. So strict life they had. And how to, so Shambhu Babu felt it. Oh, this girl used to go around everywhere and now she is unable to move anywhere. So let me purchase a plot of land and build a thatched house for 250 rupees. And with some the extra money, he purchased a plot of land and he built a thatched house also. And the thatched house, mother went and stayed for some time. Only for a small time only. But how she came out of that house, that's also one very mysterious thing. One old lady one day came to Holy Mother and she said, why you are staying here? You go to Nahabad and stay there. That is your place, not this place. And so mother had shifted there, listening to her words, thinking, that to wise old persons telling something, you must always listen. Sri Ramakrishna says in the Gospel, 3 types of people words you must listen. One is children. Children sometimes blurt out something and that will happen. And if you listen to that verse, it is very good. And another is mad people. Sometimes mad people, they are not in their own self. They are not conscious of so many things. So from the unconscious level, they speak something out and they become exactly happening. So one must listen. And third is wise old people. If wise old people say something, you must listen to that. So mother followed the teaching of Sri Ramakrishna. And this, when the old lady came and told her you must stay in Nahabad, so she came out of that house and stayed. So how that house was constructed, you require logs of wood. And luckily master had one Vishwanath Upadhyaya who came from Nepal. He is a captain. He was in charge of the timber shop, timber go down. He said, don't worry, I will donate to you 3 logs of wood. So 3 logs of wood in that, how did they transport, there was no truck or anything. They put it in the river. And the river, when it comes down to Dakshineswar time, the ebb and tide is there. At the time the river moves like that. So they throw it in the river and then it just floats. And floating, when it comes to Dakshineswar, some people will be there on the shore. They see that, then they go in the boat and catch it and bring it. So like that, 3 logs he sent. 1 log was actually went away in the floods and the 2 logs only they could return. So Hriday, who was the nephew of Sri Ramakrishna and used to serve Sri Ramakrishna, he went and told his auntie, that is Holy Mother, and told her, you are ill luck. You are ill-starred, he says. You are ill luck. So 1 log, 3 logs came, 1 log went away, and what is this? And that house is going to be built. It will be never built. Like that, so many things he used to say. But then, when Upadhyaya heard this, he said, no, okay, I will send you again another log. So he sent another log. So 3 logs they got. So with the 3 logs, they made that nice house. But then, Holy Mother stayed there for some time only. After that, she had a maidservant also there to look into her needs. And then Hriday's wife also came from home and she also stayed. So she had good company also. So 2 ladies were staying with her and she was alone there and she stayed in that house and she used to come to Dakshineswar and serve master. She used to take the food for master every day. So that is how their life started in Dakshineswar. And we shall see some of the very important, very inspiring incidents that happened between master and Holy Mother while mother was staying at Dakshineswar in the later weeks. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.